Ever since I was a kid, technology and innovation had always fascinated me. As I grew older, I became increasingly interested in drones and their potential to revolutionize industries. I spent years tinkering with small drones, flying them for fun, and eventually getting into drone racing. Welcome back to Suki Stories. Subscribe if you're a freedom lover. The thrill of watching those high-tech machines zip through the air, weaving in and out of obstacles at breakneck speeds, became an obsession. I wanted to create something bigger, something that could combine my love for drones with my passion for environmental sustainability. That's when the idea struck me. Why not create a solar-powered drone racing track? I had acres of land available on my private property, and it seemed like the perfect place to build a state-of-the-art facility for this growing sport. Not only would it be a unique, high-tech challenge for drone enthusiasts, but it would also be a statement about the future of technology and sustainability. The concept of a solar-powered racing track was more than just a novelty. It was a bold and innovative way to merge two of my passions. I imagined a track that could run entirely on solar energy, using cutting-edge technology to power everything from the drones themselves to the racecourse infrastructure. The track would feature a series of loops, twists, and obstacles designed to test the skill of drone pilots, and it would be fully equipped with solar panels to harness the power of the sun. I wanted to create an experience that was both eco-friendly and exhilarating. Every aspect of the project was designed with the environment in mind. The solar panels would be strategically placed around the course to provide energy for the drone charging stations, LED lights, and even the spectator area. The track would be powered by clean, renewable energy, making it not just a fun space, but one that contributed positively to the planet. As I began to map out the track, I thought about how the design could push the limits of drone racing. I envisioned a high-speed course with multiple levels, sharp turns, and perhaps even a few flying ramps. The track would be surrounded by solar-powered drones that could offer a bird's-eye view of the action for spectators, adding an immersive experience for those who wanted to watch from above. I designed a spectator area where people could relax and enjoy the event, complete with charging stations for their devices, all powered by the solar panels on the course. It was a blend of futuristic technology, sustainable energy, and thrilling competition, a perfect combination of form and function. The next challenge was to bring this idea to life. Building the track required significant investment in both technology and infrastructure. I partnered with a team of engineers and drone specialists to design the solar-powered systems that would make the track run smoothly. We sourced high-efficiency solar panels, durable drone racing gates, and obstacles that could withstand high-speed impacts. The goal was to make the track not only exciting, but also safe for the drone pilots who would race on it. After months of planning, designing, and testing, the track began to take shape. The solar panels were installed on the course perimeter, and the charging stations were placed at key points for pilots to recharge their drones during breaks. The track itself was constructed with a combination of metal, plastic, and high-tech materials that could withstand the speed and agility of the drones. Every detail was carefully thought out to ensure that the racing experience would be both thrilling and sustainable. Once the track was finished, I knew I had something special. It wasn't just a place to race drones, it was an innovation hub. The track was the first of its kind, combining drone racing with solar power in a way that had never been done before. But I didn't want it to be a one-time thing. I envisioned bringing the broader community into this world of technology and sustainable innovation. That's when I decided to launch a tech festival on my private field. The festival would not only showcase the track and drone racing, but also feature a variety of tech-related activities, from robotics demonstrations to talks about clean energy and sustainable technology. I wanted to create an event that celebrated the cutting edge of technology while promoting a cleaner, more sustainable future. This event would bring together like-minded individuals who were passionate about the future of technology, drones, and environmentalism. The festival was intended to be a celebration of everything that the track represented, a fusion of innovation, sustainability, and high-tech competition. I set a date for the first event, excited about the possibilities. I envisioned a day where drone pilots from all over the world would compete, showcasing their skills and racing on my track. But I also imagined a crowd of tech enthusiasts and environmental advocates coming together to learn and share ideas. I wanted the festival to be educational, fun, and inspirational. It would be a place where people could not only witness the future of drone racing, but also engage with industry experts, participate in workshops, and experience firsthand the power of solar energy. The festival would feature a combination of exhibitions, live drone racing events, and presentations about the latest advancements in green technology. As the event drew closer, the excitement began to build. I reached out to tech companies and environmental organizations to collaborate on the festival. They were all eager to get involved, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. Sponsors lined up to support the event, providing the latest drone models, solar-powered tech, and cutting-edge gadgets. It was shaping up to be an event like no other. I even started receiving inquiries from drone racing leagues, eager to participate in the tournament and show off their skills. The buzz surrounding the festival was palpable, and it felt like everything was falling into place. But little did I know, this success would attract attention from more than just tech enthusiasts and drone racers. It would soon catch the eye of one very vocal neighbor, Karen. The buzz surrounding my solar-powered drone racing track and the upcoming tech festival was growing stronger by the day. People from all over the country were expressing interest in attending, and I felt a sense of accomplishment as everything seemed to be falling into place. It wasn't just about the racing track, it was about the larger vision of creating an event that would bring the community together and showcase the future of technology in a sustainable way. But as the festival date approached, there was one major hurdle I hadn't anticipated. Karen, one of my neighbors. Karen was the kind of person who didn't shy away from making her opinions known. She was vocal, particular, and to put frankly, she didn't like anything that disturbed her sense of peace and quiet. Over the years, I had occasionally noticed her walking around the neighborhood, frowning at anything that seemed out of place, whether it was a new construction, a barking dog, or the sound of a leaf blower. But I had never anticipated that she would take issue with my drone racing track. After all, it was on my private property, and the events were meant to be fun and innovative, not disruptive. It all started when Karen knocked on my door one afternoon, her face a mix of frustration and irritation. Before I could even greet her, she launched into her complaint. "I've been hearing that you're planning to host a drone racing event on your property," she said, her tone sharp and condescending. "And I have to say, it's going to ruin the peace of this neighborhood. Those drones are loud, and I can't imagine how disturbing it's going to be for everyone living nearby." She crossed her arms, standing firmly on my doorstep, as if her opinion was already the final word on the matter. I was taken aback by her reaction. I tried to explain the details of the event, emphasizing that it was a solar-powered, environmentally conscious initiative. I reassured her that the drones themselves would be running on clean energy, and that the event was designed to promote innovation in a sustainable way. I even told her about the solar panels that powered the track and the charging stations, highlighting how this event was aligned with a greener future. But Karen wasn't interested in the technical details or the noble cause behind the event. All she seemed to care about was the noise. "The noise is unbearable," she insisted, her voice rising with each word. "I've lived in this neighborhood for years, and it's always been quiet and peaceful. Now you're going to bring in all these people, these drones, and this racket? It's too much. I'm worried that it'll be a constant disturbance, especially when the races get loud and people start showing up all day long." She looked around, as if searching for anything to reinforce her argument. "This is a residential neighborhood, not some tech event venue. You can't just go around making noise without considering the rest of us." I tried my best to stay calm and professional, explaining that the drones were designed to be quieter than traditional racing vehicles, and that we were taking steps to ensure the event wouldn't disrupt the neighborhood. I assured her that the races would take place at reasonable hours, nothing late at night or early in the morning. I even proposed soundproofing the spectator area and adding additional barriers to reduce the noise levels. But Karen wasn't satisfied. She continued to raise concerns about the disruption this event could cause to her daily life. Over the next few days, Karen's complaints didn't subside. In fact, they escalated. She started talking to other neighbors, spreading the word about the disruptive nature of the upcoming drone races. She told anyone who would listen that the event would lower property values and make the neighborhood unlivable. She claimed that my tech festival would create a circus-like atmosphere, with people from all over the place coming to watch the races and turning the area into chaos. Her negativity was palpable, and before long, she had garnered a small group of neighbors who shared her concerns. I was frustrated. I had worked so hard to create something special for the community, something that would showcase the cutting edge of technology while promoting sustainability, and now it felt like all of that was under threat because of one person's objections. I knew that my event wasn't going to be a major disturbance, and I believed in the value it brought to the neighborhood. But the complaints kept coming, and it was clear that Karen wasn't going to back down without a fight. I decided to take action. The first step was to hold a community meeting where I could explain the details of the event in person and answer any questions. I wanted to clarify how the event would be managed and how we would address concerns about noise. I knew that transparency was key if I was going to win over the skeptics and demonstrate that this festival was, in fact, a positive thing for the neighborhood. I also reached out to the local authorities to ensure that I was in full compliance with noise ordinances and event regulations. I wanted to make sure that everything was on the up and up and that I had the proper permits for hosting the festival. I was determined to show Karen and the others that this wasn't a fly-by-night event. It was a well-planned, respectful gathering that would bring people together in a way that would benefit everyone. Despite my efforts, Karen continued to raise objections. She even went as far as to contact the HOA, urging them to intervene and stop the event. It was clear that she was not just concerned about the noise, she was determined to prevent the event from happening altogether. But as the days passed, I realized something important. I couldn't let one person's complaints stop me from pursuing something I believed in. With Karen's complaints growing louder and more persistent, I knew it was time to take a step back and approach the situation with a more strategic mindset. This wasn't just about defending my event anymore. It was about finding a way to bring the community together, showing that my solar-powered drone racing track and tech festival could benefit everyone, including those who were initially opposed to it. I realized that this situation presented an opportunity to turn a potential conflict into something positive. The first thing I did was to hold the community meeting I had been planning. I invited everyone, whether they were supporters or skeptics, to come and learn more about the event, ask questions, and express their concerns. Karen, of course, was there, sitting with her arms crossed, looking unimpressed. But I knew that the key to resolving this issue wasn't to argue with her, it was to educate and build understanding. I opened the meeting by acknowledging that I understood the concerns about noise and disruption, but I also emphasized that this event was designed to be respectful to the neighborhood. I explained that the drone racing would be limited to certain hours, with a strict schedule to ensure it didn't interfere with people's daily lives. The drones were not noisy machines, they were built to be quieter than traditional race cars, and I assured everyone that I was committed to keeping noise levels to a minimum. I also talked about the larger picture. The event wasn't just about drones racing around a track, it was about technology, innovation, and sustainability. I explained how the track itself was powered by solar energy, with all the drones being charged using renewable power, and how the festival was meant to raise awareness about clean tech. This was a chance for the neighborhood to be part of something groundbreaking, to be a part of the conversation around sustainable energy and the future of technology. I could tell that some people in the room were starting to soften. They hadn't realized just how much thought had gone into the event or how it aligned with some of their own values. After presenting the facts and details, I opened the floor for questions. At first, Karen was the loudest, continuing to voice her concerns about the potential for chaos. She asked, "What's to stop this from turning into a bigger event? What if the noise becomes unbearable?" I responded calmly, addressing her worries head-on. I reassured her that there would be no surprises. This was a controlled event, and everything had been planned with respect to the community. I even offered to install additional sound barriers around the track to further reduce any noise impact. I also promised that if she or any of the other neighbors had specific concerns during the festival, I would personally address them. Then, something unexpected happened. One of the quieter neighbors, who had been sitting on the sidelines, raised their hand. They explained how they had initially shared Karen's concerns, but had come to realize that this event was something different. "I think we're all afraid of the unknown," they said. "But when you put it in the context of sustainability and technology, I think it's actually something we can be proud of. I'd love to see more of this kind of thing in our neighborhood." Several others chimed in, agreeing that they were now more open to the idea, especially after hearing about the environmental benefits and the educational opportunities the festival offered. Even Karen seemed to pause for a moment, though her arms were still crossed, as if she was considering the new perspective. By the end of the meeting, it became clear that, while Karen still had reservations, the majority of neighbors were willing to give the event a chance. The key was transparency, by showing them that I wasn't just hosting a noisy race for fun, but an event that could be beneficial to everyone. I had earned their understanding and support. To further reassure everyone, I offered a follow-up plan. After the festival, I would personally seek feedback from all attendees and neighbors to ensure any concerns were addressed before future events. I even promised to host a community day on the track, where anyone who wanted could come and experience the drones firsthand, learn about the technology, and see the eco-friendly features for themselves. As the day of the festival arrived, the atmosphere had shifted. There was still some tension, especially from Karen, but the support from the community was palpable. The event went off without a hitch. The drones raced smoothly across the solar-powered track, and the festival was filled with people of all ages, from tech enthusiasts to families looking for a fun and educational experience. The workshops and presentations were a hit, and the live drone racing was thrilling to watch. The excitement and energy of the event were contagious, and even Karen couldn't help but take a glance at the spectacle from her front yard. By the end of the day, it was clear that the event had been a success. Not only had I created a memorable experience for everyone involved, but I had also managed to bring the community closer together. Karen, while still a bit skeptical, had softened. She even came to me later that evening to thank me for addressing her concerns and for being so open to feedback. She admitted that the event wasn't as disruptive as she had feared and acknowledged the positive aspects of showcasing clean energy and technology. In the weeks that followed, the mini-festival became a topic of positive discussion around the neighborhood. People who had been hesitant at first were now eager to see more events like it. The solar-powered drone racing track had become a symbol of innovation and sustainability, and my goal of combining cutting-edge technology with community building had come to life. Even Karen, though she still didn't fully embrace the idea, could see the value in what had been created, and that in itself was a victory.